Hello, my name is Rich, and I want to share my enthusiasm for man made habitats, both on the ocean and in space. And there's some really great designs for that on the internet, but also I make some of my own designs. Today, I want to discuss the all time greatest space habitat design that's ever been, you know, publicly released. It was a prop in the movie Elysium in 2013, and I just want to start playing some playback from the film in slow motion and 1080p, and kind of point out some of the details on why this is such a great design. So, gonna go ahead and hit play. This is just a YouTube video. Um, the contractor that made this um, floating habitat, this orbital habitat, is called Whiskey Tree. Um, I'm sure that Neil Blomkamp, the director, had a lot to do with the design, but this is the contractor that actually did the work and put this together in 3D. Um, so this is really exciting because it's the best ever. I've seen so many other 3D versions of orbital habitats that suck, but this one's amazing. This is all the way back in 2013, and you can just see all this detail, all these different trees and reflections off the water here. Detailed designs of this bridge right here, and this is stuff that in real time you fly through like so fast, but they did such a great job. Um, such a just a wonderful job making all the details and making it so realistic. Now, this design is not perfect. It definitely has some pretty, I don't want to break anybody's heart here, but it does have some pretty serious issues as far as being a compelling space habitat design. But it is probably the best looking one um, ever made. I think it's hilarious that Jeff Bezos, in the year 2019, one of the world's richest billionaires, went on stage in the year 2019 with visual representations of these orbital floating habitats. He's got billions of dollars, and he couldn't present a better, more compelling image of a space habitat than this design from 6 7 years ago. Well, it came out like 6 years ago, but I'm sure they were working on it for a while before it got into the movie. So, um, just amazing. And the title of this video is Trillions of Surfaces, and the significance of that is in a 3D environment, every shape adds more and more complexity to a three-dimensional model, and it makes it extremely difficult for a computer to move it and render it, for you to see it. So the complexity of this model is just absurd. um, and so Whiskey Tree was nice enough to present this technical video of, and the video has been on YouTube for a while, but I'm just astounded by it, and I've always been a huge fan of that movie. When it came out, I went to see it just because of the space habitat. 6 years ago, I was so excited about that. I've just always been into the space habitats. So, and I'm a 3D artist myself, and I do artwork of different kinds of habitat designs, and this one is just so far advanced. I mean, it must have cost them, I can't even imagine how much money, man hours, computational power, computer systems, like just how complex it must have been to create this visual effect. Um, The reason I say it's not perfect is because they have everything. I don't know, there's just so much on the top surface of the orbital habitat. When I think there would be different levels underneath, where you'd have most of the living space would be underneath of the top surface, and you'd have more. Even though it's kind of like a park environment here, I think you'd have a lot more just open park environment and less structures that look like built environment. Obviously, the entire habitat is a built environment, and there's nothing actually natural on it. But I think you would have a lot less of these kind of structures within it. I think you would only need to really have really like a Garden of Eden kind of environment. There's no need to have all these houses and things. It just seems retarded or foolish to make a design like that. But for sure, this is leaps and bounds of way beyond any other space habitat that's been created before. In case you haven't realized, I'm running this video in 1080p, but it's running in 1/4 speed. So just really wanted to see everything in slow motion and detail and watch all what the artist did. It's incredible. I mean, if one artist on YouTube made like this or this and posted a rendering on it, they would be like, they would get a lot of hits. They would be a very popular YouTube artist because it's very good work. But I mean, these guys made thousands of structures like that, and what's called assets in the 3D art world, and just so that the camera could just skim right through it, like real fast in real time. This is just crazy fast. And I'll even play it in real time. I mean, it's ending right now. It's getting near the end, so I'll play it in real time. You can see how fast they went through it in the movie. It's just crazy. You can hardly see anything, but they put all that detail in it to really make it convincing, compelling, to really bring the audience into that scene, and it worked. I think the movie was very popular, and even people who had no knowledge about orbital habitats could really feel like they understood it just from seeing this the first time ever. And this is something I've been studying and playing with for many years, and quite a few years before the movie came out. So this is why I was so excited when the movie came out. Just it's kind of sad that here, I'll push this back, play it in real time. Kind of sad. Whoa, that's so fast. God, I made all these crazy assets. And I was just saying, it's kind of sad that Jeff Bezos came on to the stage and did a speech very recently, and had these very basic, rudimentary, in comparison, really rudimentary 3D models, and like, there's no need for that. I mean, he could have hired one of these companies. I'm sure they still have plenty of the assets from 6 years ago that they could have built something fresh and new, and done it for a reasonable price, and they could continue building stuff for him. I mean, if he really wants to popularize this idea, he needs to use things that look more photorealistic. And I mean, it's already been achieved with this example right here. So, well, that's my favorite ever, and I'm going to be posting videos to compare other different habitats. So like and subscribe. Never thought I'd be saying that. Yeah. But come back and check out some of my other videos soon, and I'm looking forward to go over some more space habitats and floating islands and floating cities and things like that. That's what I'm into. So, okay, thanks for joining me.